Coming up on News 2, WAPA's new smart metering project means changes. WAPA officials talked about jobs, customer benefits, and new generation. Around noon today, some teachers took to the streets with signs in protest. We'll tell you what that's all about. Meanwhile, police discovered a partially decomposed body in one of the abandoned buildings in a surrounding area. Details coming up. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, WAPA's new smart metering project will mean changes for the territory and the authority as well, but it will also mean changes for its customers. During Thursday's press conference, WAPA officials talked about jobs, customer benefits, and new generation. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
The new smart meter system being deployed by the Water and Power Authority will cut down on costs for personnel, vehicle fuel and maintenance, and overtime. It will make meter reading and billing customers more efficient. It will also eliminate jobs.
Through attrition, there are certain positions that we'll hold open to transfer people whose jobs are no longer viable. The meter reader will no longer be a position in the authority. So we will transition those to other vacancies.
Once the smart meter infrastructure is in place, WAPA will begin adding the changes that will help customers manage their energy consumption and have more flexible payment options.
You'll be able to see your consumption data in real time on an hour-by-hour basis so that you'll be able to see and verify your own power consumption and pretty much be in more control as to what your utility bill will look like.
We'll also implement what we call time of use billing and prepaid service, where you can pay for your service. And so if you, for example, if your service is disconnected and you only have $5, you can pay $5 for $5 amount of energy, and it'll be turned back on at that instant.
Customers will also get the benefit of the new technology with a revamped payment system and payment kiosks throughout the territory. WAPA's goal to make the authority more efficient is underway, but their aging equipment is still a challenge. They received a $500,000 grant from the Department of Interior. It's being used for a study to help decide what type of new generation will best fit the VI.
The reason we haven't rushed out to buy a generation yet, other than making sure that financing is in place, is a very important study being done right now for the Virgin Islands. It's called the Integrated Resource Plan. It's industry standard now to do integrated resource plan, and that tells you what kind of generation is available for your area, what increments, what size units, what technologies.
The study will be complete by August. Erica Parsons, News 2.
WAPA officials say the smart meter project is 95% complete on St. Thomas, and installation is beginning on St. John and St. Croix. The smart meter infrastructure is slated to be finished by the end of the year. Meanwhile, WAPA's governing board approved the funding Thursday for a training program before the switch is made to propane. A safety-based training program for personnel and visitors to the power plants will be implemented. The program comes at a price tag of $462,000. Officials say the training is necessary since there will be new fire and gas detection systems with the switch to propane. It will allow WAPA's employees and visitors to the plant to learn how to respond to potential safety hazards with the on-site handling of propane. Well, in other news, around noon today, some teachers took to the streets with signs in protest asking, is there relief in sight? The American Federation of Teachers say teachers have not received a raise since 2009, and there are still teachers who the government owes money to since 1992, and the education system has a vacancy of 170 in both districts. They're asking the government to pay attention to the problems and necessities in the education department and value the teachers' efforts.
AFT members have not received salary increases since 2009-2010 salary schedule. And here we are with over 170 vacancies in both districts and over 300 members who are eligible to retire. A starting salary of $32,000 is not anything that would attract anyone to this profession. You should look in terms of our educators, paraprofessionals, and support staff who continue to deal and work with the conditions that they are doing on a daily basis.
We are not satisfied with the fact that People are just coming on board. You could give them a $20,000 raise, and people here in the school has been owed money from since 1992.
A recent study released by the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs shows that St. Croix gas stations profited by a huge margin during the 6-month period between July and January when they paid lower fuel costs. DLCA Commissioner Devin Carrington says the analysis revealed that the independent retailers did not pass on the savings to their customers, although they were paying less for fuel. In fact, the numbers showed that the less station owners paid for fuel, the more consumers paid at the pump. The study is being published in local papers, social media, and on the agency's website. Carrington urges the public to look at the results. The department has issued an order for retailers to submit increases in writing before they charge them at the pump. St. Thomas retailers were not included in the results since the majority of them did not respond to the subpoena. A public hearing was held Thursday, and NEWS2 has been following the story of Lionel Worrell since back in 2012. He's been trying to open a gift shop overlooked next to the Mafali Hotel overlooking Charlotte Amalie. Many residents in the area complained that the plan would create an eyesore and present safety hazards. Now, on Thursday, the plan was again met with opposition. Worrell purchased the property in 2008 and has been fighting to rezone the property for commercial use. The government shut down his business, which was operating out of a shipping container in 2012 for violating residential zoning laws. The debate over the land is expected to continue. In police reports, at roughly 1:25 p.m. this afternoon, the 911 emergency call center received notification from a concerned citizen reporting that while working with a cleanup crew in the area of the Ralph D. Chabert housing community, they discovered a partially decomposed body in one of the abandoned buildings surrounding the area. Officers and detectives responded. The body was later identified as being that of 38-year-old Jose Cruz Jr. by his brother, Ramon Casanova. No obvious signs of foul play have been uncovered. However, the VIPD is continuing their investigation. Well, even the smallest bit of information may be just what law enforcement needs to solve the following cases. Here's this week's Crime Stoppers report. On St. Croix on Tuesday, July 9th, 28-year-old Kenya Lawrence and her 7-year-old son, Devontae Charles, were brutally gunned down in their Estate Glen home. And according to the report, Lawrence and Devontae were in the home along with her 2-year-old twins, who were not physically harmed in the incident. Over on St. John on April 13th, about 5:15 p.m., officers were dispatched to Pine Peace regarding shots being fired. The officers found that the victim had a single gunshot wound to his upper right thigh. The victim stated that while walking in the area, he heard gunfire and ran to a nearby store. It was not until after he exited the store did he realize that he had been shot. Over on St. Thomas on April 11th, officers were dispatched to Estate Thomas regarding a robbery. The victim stated that at approximately 11:45 a.m., while sitting on the porch, an unknown male entered the victim's porch, pointed a gun, and then snatched the victim's gold chain from the neck and removed a gold watch from the wrist. Call 1-800-222-TIPS, Crime Stoppers, if you have any information that may assist in these investigations. Well, the final round of the 13D Student Entrepreneurship Competition was held today at the University of the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas campus, sponsored by Innovative and Kirill Sokolov. A new group of entrepreneurs at the university were vying for thousands. After the final presentations to a panel of judges, here are the winners. First place was Annalie Peru for Forever Fresh, $30,000. Second place, Jaleese David, $20,000 for Family Entertainment Center. And third place, Cambia David for Fun and Sun Adventures, $10,000. Here's more.
I'm happy to be here once again at the 13D Entrepreneurship Competition. This is our third year serving as a sponsor. We contribute $50,000 towards the prizes. And I also served as a judge this year. The presentations were excellent. It was very tough for us to choose the top three, but we found three young entrepreneurs who are going to be doing amazing things.
My business idea is called Forever Fresh. It's local, organic, hydroponically grown lettuce in the Virgin Islands, and it's going to be catering to mostly restaurants and probably some stores later on in the future. We can always plan ahead, but I do plan to start as soon as possible.
Well, today we had a great final round of the competition. It's been going on since October. First presentations in November. Students have been presenting all year long. We had the first competitive round in March, and today was the big final round. So all three of these businesses look like they're ready to launch. We look forward to hearing from them in the near future, and hopefully before long we'll have fresh lettuce in the Virgin Islands.
Congratulations to all the students. Now turn our attention overseas. The Statue of Liberty and Liberty Island were evacuated early this afternoon while police responded to a report of a suspicious package. According to the U.S. Park Police, New York Police Department Sergeant Carlos Nieves said no explosive devices were found by the NYPD bomb squad, which was called in to assist. The evacuation was ordered after a police dog picked up a positive scent during a routine patrol of a screening area next to the gift shop. Visitors were taken from the island by boat to Battery Park and Liberty State Park in New Jersey, the news reports. Keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. As you can see there, everything up. The Dow 21, NASDAQ 36, S&P 4. Coming up on News 2, in our Carnival Corner, the Village officially opened for business about an hour ago at the Fort Christian parking lot with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. We'll share the music, entertainment lineup, and the Carnival schedule. We'll be right back. It is opening night at the Carnival Village Grapos Art Gallery. Now, the Village officially opened for business about an hour ago at the Fort Christian parking lot with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The Village is packed with freshly painted food booths, carnival rides, and music stages. Every year, the Village is named after an important community figure. This year, it's Cleve Grapo Turnbull. Now, the Village will stay open every night during Carnival until Saturday, May 2nd. The Children's Village includes the rides and games that are popular among the young ones. Well, tonight is Innovative Night at the Village, and here is a look at the musical lineup. Red Lion Sounds, Milo's King, WCK, Spectrum Band, Roy K featuring Blacks. Saturday, music is by After Dark Sounds, The Squad, Showtime, Shaw HP, and Vibe. Then on Sunday, it's DJ Faze, Are We Band, When, Volume, and Hardcore from Virgin Gorda. Now, the VI Calypso Finals, that's this Saturday, April 25th at 8 p.m. sharp at the Lionel Roberts Stadium. Combined with the International Explosion, these are the adults, the 10 finalists, and the alternates who were selected during the Elimination 10. Then Sunday, it's the highly anticipated water sports activities at 10 a.m. in the Sheldon Molly Harbor. Then the Steel Band Jamboree, that's at 5 p.m. at Lionel Roberts Stadium. Well, be sure to tune in to CBS TV2 for the best live coverage of the parades in the territory. Our live coverage of the Children's Parade starts at 10 a.m. on Friday, and then Saturday morning we'll see you again in the morning for the Adults Parade. We'll have live interviews, all the troops, and of course, in addition to the live colorful coverage of the parades, you can also watch the parades online. Tune in, we'll have that link for you. And again, live streaming of CBS TV2's coverage live. And don't forget to send us your parade entry descriptions. Fax us the information at 340-776-1957 or inbox us on Facebook. Well, Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Child Abuse Prevention Month are both observed during the month of April. And the theme is Activists for Change, as we have reported. Agencies such as Kidscope are encouraging the community to act while raising awareness through all the events that are already underway.
Is to alert our community, to educate our community, to continue to do our public awareness regarding the dangers of child abuse, sexual abuse, all the various forms like verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and continuously to get the word out. We try also and do a lot of work. For example, Kidscope, I've been spending this month really going around to various schools. Last evening I spoke at St. Peter and Paul PTA, just educating, alerting speaking to students. But for us, since it's simultaneous with Carnival, it's also very important. We try to include, it's Carnival, yes, be extra careful with your children. Don't just take your children to the village and leave them in the village. Stay with them.
Well, there's still time to head down to the Palms at Pelican Cove to support the fight against sexual assault. The Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Council has Spring Fever. They're hosting a Teal and Purple Party fundraiser to help raise awareness about those assaults.
We really want people to come out and, of course, have some fun with DJ Swain and live entertainment by D-Nice. But we really want people to come out and show support for victims and survivors and to obtain information, because we will have educational materials on what is sexual assault. What do you do in an instance of sexual assault? Mandatory reporting for people who may be working with children, because this is also Child Abuse Prevention Month. We want to be able to present it in a way, in a manner where people can have fun, take part in some teal and purple fashions, and we'll have great raffles and auction prizes as well.
AFLAC has named a new regional coordinator for the Virgin Islands, and he was in the territory this week. He said there are plans to open a regional office in St. Thomas very soon, which will mean available jobs.
So I'm really excited to be here. I just want to get everyone to know what AFLAC really is and what it does for everyone. It's a great product. It's something that everyone should have. We are going to be here in the Virgin Islands. We're trying to expand our business, so there are many job opportunities available.
Our goal is to continue to service our clients here in the Virgin Islands and give them exceptional service every day and every week. And by Raheem being here and Mr. Warner Rivera, we're going to continue to keep our promise with AFLAC, not only on the customer service side, but also the claim side.
Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.